Are we recording? Okay, we're recording. Yay! Welcome to Team Call Tuesday. It is October 22nd, 2019, and I'm really excited about this call because it's something that, well, you know me, I'm the emotional one. So feeling all the feels and sharing all the things is something I enjoy talking about. And so I just came back from a retreat. So I was feeling all the feels and thinking all the things. And so I'm going to kind of talk to you guys about some of that stuff. But first, coming announcements. Brenna mentioned before we hit record. So if you're watching the recording and you're in the Diamond Push group, or if you're really on this team, we have there's a few girls who are in. It's actually not really a Diamond Push group. It's a it's called 6 weeks of what works, and it's just being really accountable to the tracker, and just one training a week. Because honestly, you guys, Emerald, Diamond, 1-star, it's just a decision to be consistent. It's really not anything magical. There are no magical trainings. We kind of we've told you. If you're like, what do I do, we've already told you. So but one of the things in there is that they have 2 Emerald pushes, kind of like the calls that we do, exactly what we do. So again, no secrets here. And so that is tonight at the same time, and we just kind of were like, well, people can kind of choose because you can watch a recording either way, but just know that in November, whatever that day is, I think it's the 5th or the 7th or something, that's probably what we're going to do for our team call, is the Emerald Push, and we're all going to get on and we're all going to act like we need to go Emerald again, even if you're already Emerald, or even if you are not Emerald. Ideally, if you're pushing for a big rank goal, you want to go Emerald just over and over. It's just 2 coaches over and over and over. So that's a whole different tangent, but look out for that. This weekend is our sneak peeks on IG. So doesn't matter who your upline is, we have a sneak peek going on. So you can invite people to check that out. But please remember that talking about coaching is kind of scary, and we're going to talk about that a lot tonight. And it's something that a lot of times we avoid, but it's the number one thing that is going to give you the growth in this business that you want. But people are usually more reluctant to it. If someone's down to like get healthy and fit, they're like, sure, put me in a boot camp, put me in a fit camp, that's fine. But then they're like, whoa, you want me to start a business? They have a lot more questions. So you need to be in people's DMs and talking about the sneak peek like on your stories. If you just put up like a poll like, hey, who wants to be in my sneak peek? And then you're like, why isn't anybody answering my poll? You have to do a lot of work on the back end. So be sliding into people's DMs, asking them if hey, have you ever thought about this coaching thing? That's literally what I say, you guys. I don't overcomplicate it. I say, hey, have you ever thought about coaching like I do? Anyways, so it's like another whole call. But the sneak peek, look out for that. We'll have a webinar, and then we don't have a date yet, but we'll do a new coach call. But I know Brenna and I our affirmation every single day is that we are signing coaches who want to grow their better their lives and grow their income or whatever, grow a thriving business, on the coach mentorship that starts November 1st. And we just kind of throw up dates like that because that's how we roll. November 1st sounded like a great day to start a coach mentorship. So I would encourage you to throw that date out too, that you want to personally mentor however many people is your goal in this business, and that you're going to do it. And then obviously, you guys, when we're doing something, we do it all together. We're not like a hoarder of information because there are no secrets. We just tell the new coaches exactly what we tell you. So, but we can put them together. I know in one of my message threads, one of the babes was like, I really loved on the National Wake Up Call, the My Challenge Tracker app, how she was talking about that accountability as coming in as a new coach and using the Challenge Tracker app for like a new coach training. And I was like, hey, we can all do that together, whatever we want. So that's kind of coming up. And also Super Weekend. So look out for Super Weekend, which is the weekend of the 3rd, either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I know Phoenix is going to be like off the hook, and I'm like super bummed I'm not driving out. But if you're in the Phoenix area, reach out to, or post in the team pages if you're like, hey, is anybody in this area and you want to go? If you have a coach prospect, a lot of times you buy a ticket to these. Oh yeah, drop in the chat like where you're from, because I know we have a lot of babes who maybe don't know each other, and then we can connect that way. But I also am going to invite 2 girls. We'll see if they say yes, if they want to come to Super Weekend with me. It's a great way to show kind of the, you know, the community and do a workout and feel the energy from a Super Weekend. I'm not going to tell you that every single Super Weekend I've been to has been the most fire experience, but you get something out of every single one. Phoenix, if you're by Phoenix, Phoenix is usually always fire. They have a really great market council. But that's what happens, is that every region or every major city or whatever has a market council, and then they put together these events, and they're usually really great. But just know that you can host your own Super Weekend event as long as you are an Emerald coach. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have anything close to me for 2 hours, but I have 10 people who would love it, host your own. Host your own. So just know that like this business is 100% in your hands. They don't make it like impossible for people. They want people to be able to do all of the things. So anyway, so that's kind of it on announcements, I think, right, Brenna? Yeah.
Just before the end of the month, in regards to announcements, if you want to host a Super Weekend, you have to sign up for it by the 28th of October. And on October 25th through November 4th, all summit tickets are going to be $155. And before that, they were $255. If you bought your ticket already and it's more expensive, you can submit a form starting October 25th, purchase the cheaper ticket, and get a refund for the other amount. I just looked that up the other day. So just to kind of keep it in mind that that's a great opportunity to purchase it. You're going to save at least $100, and they just keep going up. So it's going to be more than that. And we have rooms and all of that good stuff. But those are the main things I just wanted to mention before. I didn't know if the next team call would cover that. And it's such an insane deal. I'm like waiting for the 25th to pop off.
Because yeah, it's true, because this is like the cheapest they'll be, because it's usually like 145-ish when like you're at Summit. They usually do like that weekend when they like announce, oh, it's Summit, and then it goes back up. And then I don't think it is cheaper than 155 like ever. They might drop, they could possibly drop it down again, but probably the next drop down will be like 175, and then as it gets closer it just gets more expensive.
That gets you everything in Summit. So all the speakers, all the trainings, all the events, the live workouts, like the whole event, that one ticket you're going to get. So to go to anything, you have to get this one ticket specifically. The only thing on top of that would be like how you're going to get there and your hotel rooms, and then like food, like normal travel stuff.
Right. That one ticket gets you this right here, and then you just walk around the entire event. There aren't like add-on packages or VIP packages. There's no upgrading Summit. Like it is just all amazing, and it's all together. And I'll actually talk about that tonight. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about tonight is being here for the long haul. And if you're on this call tonight, obviously you're committed, or if you're watching the recording, you're committed and you want to grow this business. You have a desire, you want to do it. And I know that it's scary. Like, I know that it's like, this is hard. We are literally trained from elementary school on to be an employee. We talk about getting a job and working for someone else and doing the things, working towards retirement. Entrepreneurship is completely outside of the normal box. And then the more, acceptable is like, oh, I'm opening up a physical store or something like that. Like, people can get on board, but like, in network marketing that's what we are. This is a network marketing business. That is a little bit, it's harder. It's more difficult to explain, but that doesn't mean that it's less. It's actually better. It's actually better, because what happens is when you open up your own business, you have all this overhead. You have to own a store, like a physical building. You have to get insurance. You have to pay insurance for other people. You have to like renter's insurance, like physical building insurance. And then like you have to hire employees, and then shipping. And you're the one like stuffing shit in, excuse me, children, in packages and closing them and sending them out. We get the best of both worlds. We get to be a business owner, but we don't have, the only overhead we have is that $15 fee. So somebody calls and has a problem with Shipping, great, they handle it. They, something goes wrong, great, they handle it. They sent them the wrong flavor, great, they handle it. Like, it is completely the best of both worlds, I think. But it still takes work. And so, and I'm not going to assume that anybody has thought this, but I do think that people sometimes on the outside think like, oh, well, somebody made it look easy. Okay. So that they like became a coach, and then all of a sudden we're like blew up. And I think about this about Rachel Hollis all the time, because most people didn't know who Rachel Hollis was, and then all of a sudden it was like she was everywhere. She wrote Girl Wash Your Face, and then she had a this, she had a that. But really, she was doing all of those things before, you just couldn't see them. And so if you see a coach who all of a sudden is having great success, and Ashley Molstad talked about this at New Leader Conference, and she was like, I was a coach for years and no one knew my name. And she's like, so yeah, I'm top coach right now. And everyone figured out who I was in whatever year that was. I don't know. And then she's like, and then people paid attention to me. She's like, but I've been a coach hustling under the surface before anybody knew, believing in myself that I could get there, even when it seemed like I couldn't. And so if you are on this call right now, I need you to decide that no matter what, you're going to be here a year from now. 1 year from now, you are like, I'm here next October. Hell yeah. And I'm going to have, however many girls with me on the call, or I'm hosting my own call, or, I'm doing whatever, but I'm going to be here a year from now. And honestly, if you're brand new, you're going to be here 2 years from now, and 3 years from now, and 4 years from now. We were told, I think at, I don't know, maybe 2017 Summit, that like 4 years of consistent hustling is where you really hit your boom. I've been a coach for 4 years, but the first 2, I can't really be mad at the success I did not have, because I wasn't consistent. I wasn't doing the things. I did some things, and so I still am following up. Like Roxy will be my story for forever now, because she is a coach who signed up, who I've been inviting since 2015. And she's like here, and she's rocking it, and she's having this incredible transformation, and she's loving it. So yes, I did do work in the first 2 years, and I have a incredibly long follow-up list. But I can't, because we know that there's more to that, right? Here's me again, always with the tracker. Yeah, we know it's all the things. You have to do all the things in this business to make them all work. Because if you leave out one of the 4 vital behaviors, you don't move forward. It's like you kind of get a flat tire and you kind of like stall, and then you have to like push over that hump. Instead of just doing all 4 vital behaviors, you get a really great rhythm and you move forward. So being in this business, you have to decide your long-term vision, and your long-term vision is going to change all the time. Like my goals when I first started, and my vision. And if you've never done anything like visions and like affirmations, it feels super uncomfortable, because you're like, I'm trying to manifest shit out of plain air, and I don't understand, and it's weird, and I don't like it. And I didn't either when I first started. And this year was the year that I've written down my top 10 goals every day for the entire year, for pretty much the entire year. And at first, when I was writing them, I was like, I don't even know what my top 10 goals are. Like, this is like really huge. Like, I don't know what they are. I don't know how to formulate that sentence of these things. And then I would have these epiphanies, kind of, where I'd be writing and I'd be like, oh, I mean this. And then I'd hear personal development, or I'd listen to You Are a Badass, and she would talk about affirmations, and I'd be like, oh, I'm saying it wrong. I'm not saying it correctly, I should say. And then you fine tune them. So know that when you start this, you're not going to know what your top 10, unless you're like incredibly above the average and you know exactly where you're headed in life, and you are like, here we go, I'm on my path. But most of the time you have to like fail forward through this. So start truly thinking about what your vision is for your life and how this business will help you, because your top 10 goals should not be all Beachbody related. That's not how your life should be, because you have so much other parts to you that this business, that even if you take it full time, most of the full-time coaches work like 25 to 30 business building hours, right? Like where they're actually in front of their computer, 5 days a week for 5 hours. You know, then of course they're doing their workouts and additional stuff on top of that. But it's not like when you go full-time as a coach, you're working 80 hours a week. Like, you have a lot of time. Like, this business can give you a lot of freedom. But you have to hustle to get there, right? You have to be here a year from now. So 2 years of consistency is what I will tell you is when I now really feel the momentum. And I think Brenna will say the same thing, is that we've been really consistent now. We're coming on the end of our second year. And this year was really our hustle year. Last year was like the year where we really just built, where a lot of you are, where you're just trying to get in the flow of your tracker. You're just trying to like get that into like this, like, it's like the little engine that could, you know what I mean? Like, you're just trying to get that like rhythm going. That was us last year. And then this is the year where we were like really intentional, really understood what it took, and like really dove in. So it doesn't matter where you are, just know that you have to be consistent for 2 years, and then consistent for 4 years. And that is when the boom will hit. And we'll talk about that when my boom hits. But like, so kind of like if you're taking notes, or if you're like creating what you want to take away from this call, I want you, the big thing is to start really trying to envision what you want your life to be and those top 10 goals. If you don't really know what I'm talking about, see Rachel Hollis, like Start Today journal. She talks a lot about that. You do not need her journal at all, because now that I actually have her journal, I kind of like mine more, where I could just kind of write whatever I wanted. But start envisioning that. So anyways, now Beachbody has a lot of things that I don't know if, yes, it takes 4 years to graduate with a degree. And it's so funny. We come in as a coach, and after 3 months, we're like, why the F am I not retired? You know, but like 4 years of consistency, and you come out of college with a degree and I don't know, $50,000 in debt or something, you know, anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000 in debt. And the difference is with this business, you come out 4 years, definitely in the 6-figure, you know, earner, probably working your way towards the legacy club, which is when you've earned $1 million collectively in the business, and a really thriving business and all this freedom. So it does take work, and I'm proud of that, because when anyone ever is like, oh, is that just a get rich quick scheme? I'm like, no, it's not, because I ain't rich yet, but I'm here and I'm consistent and I'm showing up. And I know that my goals will come. So, okay, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, and then I just wanted to show you some things. Stop it. Some other things that Beachbody has okay, sorry. Speaking of the little engine that could, the little computer that could. Okay, whatever, maybe it will come, maybe it won't, maybe we won't use it. So, there's lots of different recognition, and this is kind of funny because I was thinking about it today, and I was like, Beachbody is so smart, because they are all into personal development. And something that's really big in personal development is the 5 love languages, and that's like about relationships, and a lot of times people do that in marriage. But Beachbody is so smart that they understand that even in a business, you can speak someone's love language. So we have recognition, and part of recognition is being announced on the national wake-up call when you advance rank, diamond and above. You get swag, right? How many, like, we get t-shirts up the wazoo. It's like, what do I need to do to earn a t-shirt? Like, please, how many Success Club points? Sure. Like, for a t-shirt, it's silly, but it's not silly. Like the hat that I got at New Leader Conference, I wear all the time. And it's not, I mean, I do actually genuinely like the hat, but it's probably more because there's an emotional connection, because I worked hard to be there, then got a prize, then was like, oh my God, I'm going to wear this every day of my life. Like a child is sleeping with their sussy. And so then there are recognition at events. So if you've been to a super weekends, sometimes they'll be like, even just for like weight loss, they have you stand up and it'll be like, how many people like sit down or keep standing if you've lost 10 pounds, keep standing if you lost 15. And then it gets up to like 100 pounds. And they do that at Summit too, in the breakout sessions sometimes. And it's really emotional because then the people will have like over 100-pound transformations. And it's just like, gosh, the recognition for your hard work, the recognition of people clapping for you, being like, good job, because it takes time and it takes effort and it's impressive. They also do that sometimes at they'll have you stand for like your star diamond rank or whatever. Feels good. It feels good because yes, the recognition is there, but it's really more, I think too, that it's like, you really, why? Oh, it's because it wants me to pay for a flower or something. No, settle down, Canva. So it's because the recognition is paired with hard work. So at Summit, something that we got to do for the first time, Brenna and I, and that so many of you are going to be doing next year, is we walked across stage. So 1-star, diamond, and above walk across stage. So all the 1 stars walk across, and all the 2 stars, all the 3 star. And I'm going to actually talk about what those ranks are in a minute, because I feel like that's a confusion. And not that it's not important for everyone to focus on these little details. However, for 1 second, as we're talking about long-term vision, we're going to pick our head up and we're going to look at that stuff. And then we're going to put our head back down after the call and have a little bit more knowledge, but be understanding that to get to those big things, it's just the Success Club tracker over and over and over. It's just going emerald over and over and over. So that's actually not my side. It was from the thing. Okay, so for everyone, some of the events and the earned things that we're going to talk about for everybody is Summit and Super Weekend. So this is not like something you have to qualify for. It's everybody pays. There's not like, oh, there are some things you can earn. So if you're a success starter, so if you start the business in your first 3 months as a coach, you do get a free ticket to Summit. I'm sure the top 10 get free stuff. I don't know what they get for that. But if you're a premier coach, you can get a refund on your ticket. And I'm Elite 2. Is it Elite 2? I'm sure Premier gets it. Elite gets it. So and then Super Weekend, everybody pays to go to Super Weekend. So it's just depending on what your market council does. And yeah, they're super awesome and they're super fun and they're for everybody. And they're awesome. You guys get there. Do what you can to get there. We'll collab so much on rooms. Here, people will everyone will stay together, and like you'll meet people and it'll be great. Like you won't know everyone you stay in a room with, but you'll love them at the end. That's just Summit. And then Super Weekend, get there. I know I say it all the time like I'm a broken record, but get there. So then anyone can qualify for a Success Club trip. Now, this has nothing to do with your rank, has nothing to do with anything. It strictly is how many Success Club points you have. So essentially, all year right now, our Success Club points that you're earning are going in, like they're tallying up, and then when it strikes January 1st, 2020, and then they announce at the end of January what trip we'll have in 2021, then we get invited in an order of like your, like, right? So I don't know, like if you've had the most Success Club points, you'll get the first invite. Elite and Premier, and then there's usually like, they'll say it. There's a couple things that gets you to the front of the line, but then they just order you and then you get an invite. Like, so it doesn't matter if you're a coach who has never advanced past coach, it's just on your Success Club points. And then if you're a new coach and you get started, they hold rooms for new coaches. So if a new coach comes in and they get a bunch of Success Club points, they kind of get pushed to the front of the line too. And then they get an invite earlier. So anyway, Success Club trips are incredible, you guys. Like, they are so, so, so incredible. Like, I'm not using very like articulate words right now, but I'm besides so and so and so and get there. But seriously, Success Club trips are so amazing because you get like an all-inclusive trip for 2 for doing what you're already trying to do. Like, Beachbody knows how to motivate people. So like this year we're going to Punta Cana, and this is like last year I did have to pay some because you earn trip dollars. And then depending on the room you choose, like your quarterly balance, like the first time I went every quarter I owed $300. So it's like 300, 300, 300, 300 for 4 days, all inclusive, like 5-star hotels, you guys. Like these are, like when I stayed at the Unico, it was so flippin' nice. So food, drink, all of it included. And then every Success Club point you get cuts down the cost. And so last year there were a few times that I did owe a little bit at the end of the quarter, but this year, this is the first year that I have already paid for my whole trip. So it dominoes forward each month. So, and I'm not like, I'm proud of my Success Club numbers, but I'm not like in the 20s and 30s, right? Like I'm not doing the impossible. So just know that these are achievable numbers for anybody to do, so that you can have a completely paid trip for you and friend, hubby, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. And they're awesome. So when you see people talk about the Success Club trip, just know that that's something that you can earn. And I encourage you all, if nothing else, to help as many people as you can get super healthy and earn the Success Club trip, because it's so awesome. Then there's earned opportunities. So you have to qualify. I guess I didn't know what words to use versus like anybody can earn it, and still anybody can earn these things, but they're more dependent on kind of higher goals. So NLC is New Leader Conference. New Leader Conference, and this is when I'm going to ask Brenna what date it is. New Leader Conference is in LA every year, and it's for new emerging leaders. So 1-star diamond, 2-star diamond, and well, I guess it's anything from 1 to 4-star diamond, but normally it's a lot of 1-star, 2-star, and 3-star diamonds. And you have to have, like, there's a couple different things, but you get them. If you get to 1-star, you're getting the other qualifications. So it's in February sometime. Brenna just dropped something in the chat, so look at that. But that is something that I hope everybody is still hustling for. First of all, is still hustling, because the qualification is you have to start qual for 1-star November 21st, just the same date that Brenna and I are hustling our butts for still the end of the year qualification of 5-star 5-star elite. So that's 1-star. So you have plenty of time. And like, not to go back to the old story again of Brenna, like last year being like, oh crap, I want to earn that so bad. We didn't even know what it was. And that's why I'm trying to explain what these things are now, because we didn't have anybody tell us. And so maybe you're just signing up. Great. Today, and you're going to watch this recording and you're like, I don't know what New Leader Conference is. By the end of next year, we're making sure you're qualified for New Leader Conference. If you're an active trying to build coach, I hope you're still pushing for New Leader Conference this year. So New Leader Conference is early, like the new emerging leaders, 1-star, 2-star, 3-star. Then leadership, which if you guys kind of follow people in the network, or maybe you don't, I'm just going to explain it, or if you heard on the National Wake Up Call, is that they were just at leadership this year. So leadership is a retreat, and it's anybody who's Lifestar Diamond 5-star diamond and above. So, and that's really awesome. And Summit is really cool, right? Because you go in and you go to all the sessions and you buy the little boxes of food, and that's great. The difference at New Leader Conference and leadership is that like they treat you to everything. So you go, like we came downstairs and they had like a buffet with all on the like little cards. It had like the containers and like what your 2B mindset portion should be. And it's like super cute, and they just go extra above. And then like, we got the swag and we got the little gift bag. And then at leadership, obviously they even go more above that. So every meal is catered. You get a gift in your room every night. Speaking to all of that love language, right? Like if gifts are your love language or acts of service, like it's very motivating. So just know that when you hustle, like, and you get to this level of 5-star or above, that like you get to go to that event all the time. Like you get to go for like ever. And it's so cool because there's a lot of coaches who I actually met one on the retreat who she was a fallen 5-star. So she was like, had fallen, she's not a paid 5-star anymore. She's a lifetime, and she's going and she's really excited to re-engage with her business because she had a really hard year. And I'm so excited for her because she hustled her butt off and now she gets to go to leadership. So that is next year in Scottsdale again. Yay. And I hope that everybody who has big goals in the business is like, okay, I need to get to 5 stars so that I can get to that retreat because it's so awesome. Then team retreats. So if you follow me on social, you saw that I was just at an earned retreat. So Brigida, our upline, opened up she told us at the beginning of the year, hey, anybody who gets to team leader, which I'll explain what that is in a minute, that you, in like whatever date in the summer, it was like end of July, that you get to qualify for this retreat. And so I went, and it was so awesome. And they were people I had never met before. And it was just a really awesome experience to connect, one, to be treated, because who doesn't, I mean, I'm sorry, the pool was amazing. Who doesn't hate that? But also to connect with other coaches who were hustling really hard and like just hearing all of their things. And then there's a superstar retreat. So if you get to, it's called Superstar Diamond. That's 15 star. There's a special retreat for them. And then the top 10 coaches in the network earn a trip every year. And it's like disgustingly amazing looking. Like last year they went to Greece. The year before they like went, I don't know where. One year they went to Bora Bora. Like they just go all out. And it's really cool. It's just really cool. And I just wanted, like, again, we're just looking up and we're saying, oh, cool, these are all the things that I could earn if I want and if I hustled hard. And then we put our head back down and we start hustling again. Kid, stop. I'll push play. Gosh. I'm like going to make her a unicorn cake for her birthday, but she's been so bad today that I'm about to throw in the trash. Kind of. Okay. Oh, not that. Didn't I have more?
Sam, while you're searching, can I just add on to what you said real quick? Because, so ladies, when I started in this business, Sam had been doing this business for a while, and I was not somebody who knew what I was doing. Sam wasn't even my coach yet. And she was like, okay, just invite some people and, you know, maybe you could earn this really cool trip. I was barely an emerald. Like I spent 6 months trying to figure out how to maneuver emerald, which was the most ridiculous thing in my life. So don't be me. And I was a baby emerald coach, but I worked my butt off during those 6 months, and I earned enough Success Club points to go to Mexico with Sam, my first Success Club trip. And so Summit was that was in what, July, the July before. I was 4 months postpartum, and Sam and my husband behind my back were like, we're going to send her to New Orleans and blah, 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 whatever. So I was like, okay, like again, brand new baby coach, like no idea what I'm doing. I show up and I see all these amazing people. And the one thought that went through my mind was like, why not me? Like when I saw it, I was like, I could do that. Do that, it's fine, you know. And then I was like, I got back and we hustled and kind of like a hustling for like, we don't really know what we're doing. We're making it up as we go along. They just say to invite people. So we're kind of doing that. And we post some stuff and we work out and whatever. And I earned enough Success Club points to go on the Success Club trip. And talk about the ultimate, like girls, hubby, 5-day, like you moms out there who are like, I wish I could just go on a really awesome trip with my husband. You're welcome. Okay. Like pay for by helping people. Like the coolest thing ever to me, I'm highly motivated by trips. If you did not grasp that from knowing me as little time as you have, anything that involves me leaving the city I'm in and going somewhere, I'm in. I'll do it, whatever I got to do. But it didn't come down to hitting these super high Success Club numbers. It was just doing the action steps that we've talked about and doing them in a very short period of time, taking that massive action that we always talk about. And I earned that first trip. Then after I got a taste of that, I'm like, wait, they throw us parties? Wait, we get to drink all day by the pool? And I'm going there and I'm meeting all these people who are like, oh yeah, I'm a diamond coach. Oh, I'm a 1-star. I was like, I don't even know what 1-star is. Legit. Had no idea that was, oh yeah, I'm going to New Leader Conference. Didn't know what New Leader Conference was. I was like, I'm just here with my husband. We're just drinking by the pool. I'm an Emerald coach. Like, it's cool to be here. Thanks. You guys are all really fit. Like, I'm not that cool, you know, whatever. So Sam and I had an amazing time, and I got back from that trip and I was like, I want to go on the trip next year. Like this, you know, like I want to do this more. How do I do this more? How do I have vacations paid for by a business that I would do for free as a part of my job? So then the next one was, okay, so we're kind of like, okay, we're going to go to Diamond. Like, I hear Diamond's the next thing you should do. And then I was like, when's the next trip though? Seriously. And then Brigitte was like, well, are you guys pushing for New Leader Conference? What's New Leader Conference? You get to go to LA for 3 days and stay in the most gorgeous hotel you've ever seen in your life in downtown LA. Cool, let's do it. How do I do that? You need to go 1 star, you need to build your husband a diamond. Okay, let's do that now, you know? And literally went into qualification the last day, November 21st, I'll never forget the day. That was D-Day. I mean, that was like the day. So the reason I'm telling you guys that is not to like hype me, but to let you guys know the information you guys have. When Sam says you know the information, this information we're passing on to, we didn't know this information. This took us a lot longer to figure it out, and you guys don't have to do that. But if you want to go to Punta Cana, you can go to Punta Cana with us. I guarantee it. If you want to go to New Leader Conference, you can make that happen. If you like, these are things that are totally in your grasp. You do have to believe though, like, why not me? Why wouldn't I get an invitation to Punta Cana? You know, Megan, most of you guys know Megan. She literally looked up, also motivated by trips, in case you're wondering, as a person, goes, so what's the minimum requirement to go to Punta Cana to get an invite? She's like, okay, I found out I have to have 15 Success Club points minimum. So within 2 days, had 15 Success Club points minimum total. I was like, okay, well, I meet the minimum, so now I gotta like push for the next, you know what I mean? So like, whatever that is, find that thing for you. If it's not trips, if it's that you get your shakes for free, figure out how you're gonna do that, reverse engineer it, make it happen. If for you, it's that you wanna sit down on the bottom stage at Summit and you wanna be a part of that, hold on 1 second, baby. That's what you need to do. For me, it's all about the trips and getting my nails done. Those are like 2 life requirements. So whatever that is for you, figure it out, make it happen. And don't forget, you are not out of this game, and the only person who will remove you from qualifying for it is yourself. You do the action, you put in the work, you do those things, you will make those things happen. But it does take a lot of work, takes focus, and doing the Success Club tracker and the vital behaviors over and over and over. You don't have to know every training, every back piece of information. You could literally know nothing and make it happen. And that's the only reason why I'm telling you guys this story, because I know a lot of girls on my team are like, what training do I need to watch? What thing do I need to do? I'm like, nothing. Don't watch a training. Just take action, because I swear, I literally was like, I don't know how I earned this trip, but I'm here and it's cool. You know, like, that was how it was going into every state. And Sam and I always joke, like, we figure out what the next goal is. Didn't know what a second CBC was, just heard that we needed to do it. So we're like, okay, 2 stars the next goal so we can get that, whatever that thing is. Hey, Brigitte, we're here. Can you tell us what the next goal is? Like, that is literally your mindset. Figure out what that is for you. Take the action. Make it happen. The only person who's going to hold you from that is yourself. And these trips, like Sam is like describing them in a way that is like so amazing. But like, there's no other way to describe it. It is so, it's like a trip that you would spend like years of your life saving up for and planning, and it's paid for by a business that you're helping people. It's already paid for you.
You're getting paid for. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't trade like, oh, Success Club points. Do I trade it for commission for trip dollars? Like, no, you get both. Like, you're earning trip dollars right.
Yeah.
And you might not know it, but you're earning trip dollars. Yeah, stop.
And when I was brand new, I was like, my first paycheck, I was like, oh my God, why? It's $300. I have to pay $300. And then all of a sudden I got the amount. It was like, oh, you only owe $150. And I was like, I don't know why that is, but I'm going to secretly pay it before they take it back, you know? So like, just keep that in mind. Like, this is a trip of a lifetime to go once. But Sam's gone 3 times. Last year I didn't get to go, and I was so devastated. And this year I'm like so excited to go.
It's not that you didn't get to go. It's because you guys chose not to go.
We gave up our spot. Jeff doesn't do boats, and it was a cruise. So, and it was like my birthday. I was like, birthday or cruise, he's not going to go with me, trying to be a good wifey, all that good stuff. But Punta Cana, on the other hand, we're going. So anyways, I just had to add that in there because
it was perfect. And it was like what you said, find what motivates you, because rank might not motivate you. But the idea of being recognized on stage might motivate you. That might scare you. Being recognized on the national wake up call, that might be like your jam. Having us blow you up, like, or is it the t-shirt that you get when you get to diamond? Is it the t-shirt you get when you get to 2-star? You know, and you get a sweatshirt when you get to 5-star. And I don't know why, but I want that sweatshirt so dang bad. Like, I just want the sweatshirt, man. And then one of the other things with Road to Elite, which is you team builder, team leader, premier, and elite. It's 4 steps. You get this like trophy that you build upon. Like all kinds of different right? Success Club on your first, 3rd, 6th, 9th, and 12th month of getting Success Club, you get a prize. Like you're already doing it. You already have the goal of Success Club, and you're super jazzed. Now, I'm not gonna put my screen back up because that's what slows things down. But premier and elite are like, so elite is confusing, right? Because we say it all the time and we're like, we want to go elite. We're going to go elite. And you all are like such great sports that you're like, yes, but I have no idea what that means. So basically, when you're looking, it's called the Road to Elite. And the Road to Elite recognition is point values of determining that it's not about our success, it's about helping you all get success. So when you guys make Success Club, then we get a point. You know what I mean? Like it's showing that we are able to help lead, why it's team leader, you know, team builder. It's showing that we can show you the way. And that's cool. So premier and elite, I'm not going to go into all the qualifications, but that's what I was talking about, where you earn exclusive parties. So at the Success Club trip, there's this one night where there's the premier and elite party that I cried when we went to Mexico, because that's when I was like, that's what I want. I want to be at the party where, you know, I'm sure it's like just like a normal buffet, but to me, it's a buffet of gold. And so you get that special night. And then at Summit, you go one night early. I know. Hold on, I gotta put him down.
You get to go one night early, and they throw you a special party. The elite coaches get their like a cool. What was the year they went? It was a NASCAR theme, and they got their own race car like suits with their names on it. Last year, they got pictures of their faces engraved, and they hang on the walls, and they get to keep them in their office. Like they're like these random things, but they're so cool and so like unique and one of a kind. Thank you. Also, something that Sam and I have both gotten the opportunity to do at Summit is they have a Success Club party, which anybody can earn. It, again, doesn't matter about rank. But if in the months leading up to Summit, you earn Success Club, I believe it's 10 and 10, so Success Club 20 in total, you get invited to this themed event, theme party, where they, like the one year we were in New Orleans, they had the restaurant that's like known for beignets in New Orleans. They had their food truck there, and they just serve you beignets and homemade ice cream, and there was a live band, and we had drinks all night, and it was like, and you got to like take pictures with Lindsay Matway, or at least Sam did because she had the balls to. I was like, I'll take.
I was drunk, to be clear.
So scared. I was like, no.
I was drunk.
Well, you were so convincing. I mean, so was I. But I freaked out. I was kind of like, I know she's a big name, but I don't. And Sam was like, no, this is Lindsay. We're taking a photo. And then what was it? Britt Leggett the next year. Sam also got a picture with her when you were prego.
So many, yeah. No, I remember. My also really.
It's on her wall. It's framed with hearts and kisses and whatever.
Yeah, like,
but.
And Rachel and I went last year, or not last year, this year we went, and it was super fun, right, Rachel? We got to make those bracelets that I still have, and so it's just cool. And then leadership, obviously. So I have and you get floor seats at certain points of Summit. You get to sit down at the bottom with like your name on the chair. So there's just cool. The point of all of this is showing you that there is all this other things that you can earn to find your motivation of what wants. Now, obviously, you want to like grow your team so that you can grow your income, because if you're spending time doing this, you want to be compensated for it. Like I don't want anybody to ever feel bad about having money goals. We need to squish that right now, because when good people have lots of money, they do really good things. So stop feeling bad about being like, I want to be a self-made millionaire. I have now write that on my goal thing every single day. I want to be a self-made millionaire, because I know if Samantha Rosenthal the girl who cries at everything, had $1 million. She could do some really good shit in this world, but it took me a long time to feel okay to say that, right? So go big. Think of the things you want and go for it. And I know if you're just starting, like Lindsay's probably like, this is crazy. She is weird. Who is this girl? This is my first call and she's talking about the Million Club. Like, I just signed up. Girl, you cray. Like, just know that pick your head up for all we're doing is picking our head up right now, and we're looking up and we're saying, okay, these are really cool big goals and they're really exciting, and recognition makes us push, and having deadlines makes us work a little bit harder, because sometimes if we're starting a boot camp and we're like, whenever you want to sign up, people don't sign up. But if you're like, girl, you have to sign up by Monday, people are like, oh shit, I got to get my order in. So that's why they put these things in place throughout the year so that the recognition gets made, right? Or everyone would be like, well, I'll go diamond eventually, or like, I'll hit this big goal eventually. Like, deadlines are a good thing. They keep us motivated and they keep us pushing. And last year, 2 years ago, Brenna and I really cued in that they have product launches and all this stuff all around the quarters, so that, and something I didn't put on my slide was that there are also quarterly bonuses that you get if you are, what happens is that Beachbody takes the quarter and takes 1%, puts aside 1% of its net sales. And then the coaches who are 2-star, 5-star, 10-star, and 15-star, they break it up into 4 parts and then they split those pots. So, you know, and money is uncomfortable to talk about, but if you are a paid 15-star diamond, on October 11th, when Brenna and I received our first bonus, and it was so exciting, a 15-star bonus got, what was it, $56,000? $56,000. That's, yeah. So, like Brigida, she is a 15-star, but she's actually not a paid 15-star. So that's the difference, right? Because how many people have gotten to Emerald and then dropped rank? Raise your hand. How many people have gotten to 2-star and dropped rank? Like, you drop rank all the time. Like, I just want to put that there is no shame in dropping rank. There's just like, hey, it's a hustle. And so paid, when you hit a rank, you become that rank. Like, you are a lifetime Emerald, a lifetime 2-star. They don't take it away from you. However, you get paid at the rank that you're currently at, if that makes sense. So Brigida, she is a 15-star lifetime, but she told me or she told all of us at leadership that currently she's a 9-star. So then she qualified for the 2-star bonus and the 5-star bonus. So, I mean, still great, awesome bonuses. And she has multiple CBCs with all that going on. So I'm sure she got still a lot of bonuses. But anyways, the point is that now I have, okay, because I am who I am. Okay, so this is you, right? Shut up, everyone. Love me for who I am. Okay, so when you're going diamond, right, you need 4 coaches on each leg, and then 2 of them need to be emerald. And if this is Brent, you can't see, it's fine. So 2 of them need to be emerald. So great, you sign your husband up, and then you put 2 under there. Now, what it is to be a star diamond is that you are a diamond, and then I need a darker marker. And then you make your husband or someone goes diamond, right? So when I was a 1-star diamond, I was diamond and Brenna was my 1-star. Does that make sense? Okay. Then when I went 2-star diamond, Brenna is holding her diamond. She has to be an active paid diamond. And then I made my dad diamond. So then they're a diamond on one side and a diamond on the other side. So 15-star, if we're looking ahead, is 7 diamonds on one side and 8 diamonds on the other. It's a lot of diamonds. So then there's a bunch of things that, you know, like, I think there's different number equivalents for each thing. So 2-star has to be even. 5-star, you have to have 3 and 2. Like, you can't have 4 and 1. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But just understand when someone says that they're a 3-star diamond coach, that means, so I'm looking at the team right now. Okay, so if my personally sponsored coaches, so I have Shayna on, Rachel on, Julie on, and Tiffany on, and Brenna. And Rachel, you are my personally sponsored coach, but for this example, you are just not for this. So if all of you are diamond, I would go Brenna diamond, Tiffany diamond, Shayna diamond, Rachel diamond, Julie diamond. That's 5-star diamond. So I would go 5-star diamond. Does that make sense? So you are a diamond, and then you contribute to my bigger lifetime rank. So it's hard shit, essentially. Okay, so just going 2-star to have people hold their rank for 6 weeks, and you hold that, everybody holding together, is challenging. So when I now see a 15-star, I'm literally like, I bow to you. You know what I mean? Like, I bow to you, because that's a lot of freaking balls in the air. And it's funny, Brigida told me the story. She was a lifetime 14-star, and her last diamond popped, and she didn't tell anybody. So she just checked her back office, and it said she was in 15-star qual, and she was like, holy crap. And so then she's like, nobody move, everybody. And it was funny. So anyways, but the point of all of that is that, is diamond your long-term goal? And everybody, look at me. Is diamond your long-term goal? Please say no. I'll give you the answer to this one. Like, is your goal in all of your Beachbody life to be a diamond? No, right? No. We're going to the top. And I don't say like we, like me. I mean, like, you're going to the top, you're going to the top, you're going to the top, you're going to the top. So we have a big mountain to climb, collectively and individually. But you're here for the long haul, right? That's what I said at the very beginning of this call, is that you're going to be here a year from now. You're going to be here 2 years from now. You're going to be here 3 years from now. You're going to be here 4 years from now. And you're going to be 5-star, 6-star, 7-star. I mean, trust me, any star diamond is super amazing, and it's a huge accomplishment, and there's no comparing. But whatever you're driven by, if you're driven by rank, and that sounds cool to be a part of 15-star, which there's only a handful of coaches that have done that, that's motivation for me and Brenna. We are kind of people who like want to defy the odds and like be on that board that's like, you're a 15-star. Other people like Keisha Fitzgerald, we all love her podcast. Rank isn't as much her motivator, and she's like spoken to that. That's like not exactly what like gets her juices flowing. So you have to find what your motivation is. So one thing that we did on the elite retreat, on the team, whatever, team builder, what was it, team leader? I don't know. The retreat I just went on with Brigida, is that we climbed a mountain. And so I'm going to do what I always do, and I know it's almost 7, is I'm going to do a little parallel to fitness and your business, okay? So I'm not a fitness person, like in regards to before coaching, like I wasn't like hitting the gym or like trying to get classes. Like I did 21 Day Fix and like couldn't even sit on the toilet for like a week. I am not fitness so hiking a mountain is not really my jam. So they're like, we're going to hike a mountain. And I'm like, I'm a good sport. Like I'm a super good sport. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, let's do it. Let's hike Camelback. Okay. Apparently Camelback is like super hard, and whatever. So we start, you get to the bottom, and I was legit out of breath, like hardcore, within not even 5 minutes. We had not even technically exited the base of the mountain onto the path, and I was already like, and everyone was laughing, and I'm a good sport, so I'm like, I don't care, whatever. I'm dying. So then we start going, and then we get to this part where you literally have to climb holding a pole, because it's so steep, and I didn't even have hiking boots. So I'm just like, literally like, people are like, please, dear Lord, this blonde girl, please don't roll down the mountain. And so I'm doing it. And so it's so funny. So I get to the base of this part, and I don't really have like a fear of heights. I mean, I'm not hiking mountains, but I mean, I've been on like roller coasters and like that kind of stuff. Like I don't have a fear of heights. Legit, I get to the base and I see this pole going like, it felt like it was straight up, and I got tunnel vision. that had never happened before. And I was like instantly super sweaty, and I almost was like, are there any kids around? Hopefully not. Recording. I almost was like, fuck this shit. Like, I'm not doing it. See you at the car, throw me the keys down. Like, I was like, nope. And then I was like, okay, no, I can do this. And I literally was pep talking myself. I can do hard things. I can do hard things. Now we got to the beginning of the hike, and the little marker is like, actually Camelback to hike it is only like 1.25 miles, but it's wicked steep, so it takes you a long time or whatever. I don't even know how. It felt like days. So we're hiking the mountain, and so I kept thinking we were almost there, because I was like, logically, a mile is not that long. We're almost there. But when you're climbing a mountain, you don't stand at the base and see the peak. You're just following this path, right? You're just following the path, and then you kind of get up to a part, like literally on your hands and knees, and then you're like, oh, this has to be almost it, right? And you get up, and then you just see the next part that you're supposed to climb. You just keep seeing, you keep getting to the part of one hard section, and you're like, oh, okay, there's more. Okay, there's more. But then after I was like super out of breath and was like instantly sore, my legs were sore before I even started, you forget about the pain, because you're talking and you're having a good time and you're like telling stories, and you kind of get the hang of it. And then you keep getting to the little sections where you like get up to the top, and then you see the next section you have to climb, and you're over and over and over. And then there kind of comes a point where you're like, am I ever going to get to the top of the effing mountain? Like, am I ever going to get there? And it's hard. And it's hard, and you're sweaty, and you're doing all the things. And then, of course, me is creating a motivational video in my head with music, and like, it's totally on YouTube. And yes, me, Samantha, shocker, I know. So I'm like climbing. But then you get to the top, you really actually get to the top, and you're like, oh my God, I just did that. I just climbed that mountain, and it was actually really freaking hard. And there were lots of times I wanted to quit. And there were lots of times that I didn't even know if I was close or far, or I don't know. And you get there, and then you see the view, and you look down, and you're like, holy shit, I just did that. That was so awesome. And I just thought about that for our business, right? When you start coaching, you're tired before you even get to the base of the mountain. Like, you're not even off the base, and you're like, this shit is hard. This shit is hard. Like, I'm tired, and I technically haven't even achieved anything yet. And then there are certain parts of the business where you get tunnel vision, and you're almost like, fuck this shit, I'm not doing it. It's hard. I don't want to do it. But then, right, we have this amazing community, and then you forget how hard it is, because you're talking to your friends, and you're making it fun, and you're seeing the joy along the way. You're messaging, and you're like, oh my gosh, I got this message. Oh my gosh, like, I'm super good friends with this girl on the team, and I never would have met them, and you're having a great time. And then you get to the top of one part, like you make Success Club for the first time, and you feel really good, and then you're like, oh, there's more to go. Oh, there's more to go. And it sometimes feels like there's always more to go till you get to the peak. But just know that wherever you are on your mountain right now, take a second and look back. Turn around on the mountain and look at all of the rocks you've already climbed over. So if you were someone who couldn't invite at all, and that made you so scared, and now you send invites all the time, you've already achieved what some people are too scared to even try. And for that, you deserve to applaud yourself. Like, seriously, clap. If you were afraid to invite and now send invites, seriously pat yourself on the back, okay? I want you to do it. I want you to physically do it, because I'm that person that's making you do it. If you were like, how am I supposed to tell a story on social media? I'm going to break out in hives. And now you talk on your stories all the time. I'm looking at one person in particular. Please pat yourself on the back. Please pat yourself on the back. And no, turn around and look back at your mountain and know that maybe you're not at the top yet. Maybe you're not where you want to be yet, but you've already climbed. You've already hustled. You've already earned. You are already worthy. You're already like, some people don't even get on the mountain because they think they can't do it. And they quit before they even try. They quit before they even start. They say, throw me the keys down. I'll wait for you down there before we go to brunch, and I'll get mimosas. You want me to order mimosas? I'll order mimosas. Like, where I'm like, I'm going to get to the top, and then we're going to get mimosas, and it's going to be so good. So, but you just have to remember that when you get to one peak, or one top or one flower, I don't know, I don't climb mountains, that there's going to be more. Because if you were to hit diamond right now, boom, you have a diamond team. You are the leader of a diamond team. You would have another goal. You would have something else you want to climb. So when I say you're in this for the long haul, I need you to fall in love with this, because this doesn't go anywhere. And you don't get to skip Emerald to become 15 star. You don't get to skip making Success Club and then all of a sudden get in the Legacy Club, right? There are these stepping stones for a reason. And so instead of fighting and resisting against what we're telling you to do, I want you to do it. And I want you to love yourself along the way and understand that it's a journey. And you have to fall in love with sending your invites, telling your story, personal development, finding a workout program that you like, cheering people on in your challenge groups. All 4 vital behaviors have to happen. You cannot skip any single one of them. All 4, all the time. You will not be perfect. You will miss goals. You will want to say, I'm going to brunch, F this. But you have decided that you are here for the long haul, and that when you get this recognition of us shouting you out on our pages, or you going to New Leader Conference, or you walking across stage, is that it is paired with knowing that you didn't give up, that so many people hustled for it. And they said it at New Leader Conference, and I cry every time I think about it, is they said, congratulate yourself for being here, because there were so many people who tried and didn't make it. But more than that, there were people who were too scared to even try. So don't be too scared. Do the things, push yourself in this business, because it is a direct reflection of all the areas of your life, right? If you push yourself in your personal development, guess what? You're going to have a much better relationship, friendship, like all of the things. This business, if you are inviting like a boss and you're pushing yourself in your invites, you're going to feel more confident at the grocery store. You're going to be like, no, ma'am, I had that last peach. Like, you're more confident because you're more assertive. I know that sounds silly. If you are talking about coaching, if you're voice messaging and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited you're talking about coaching, whatever you need to do, Cami, I'm like on a YouTube roll right now. Okay. Like, I need you to let mama be the YouTube star she wants to be. Here's the chair. What do you want? If you're trying to grow a team and you're talking to people, when I started really going all in, I then was being asked to speak confident with your kids, whatever. I was then speaking at staff meetings, and I was doing trainings for the entire school on autism. That was not something I would have ever done. I literally would poop so much when I took public speaking in college that I was so nervous that I would have to use my absences for the days I had 3 speeches, because you usually get 3 absences in college, right? So I'd tell my other professors, I'd be like, actually, I have a public speak that day, but I can't leave the bathroom. So I'll be absent. Seriously, public speaking was not my thing. And now I'm talking to people all the time. So dive into the vital behaviors. Push yourself in this business, because I promise you, your life will change. Your life will be better. And use the dates that we give you, not because we're selfish and we're like, hey, I want to go 5-star, I want to go elite. It's us collectively building momentum all together, pushing ourselves for a date. If you have a goal that's in 7 months you're going to go diamond, it's too far. Set a goal that in a month, in 2 months at max, you'll be a diamond coach. It is a decision. Talk to a lot of people. The answer to every problem in this business is you need to talk to more people, because a lot of the times we get excited that somebody wants this just as bad as I do, and then we wait for them. We're like, oh my God, she's going to sign up, and then I'm going to make Success Club. It's going to be so freaking great. And we're going to get abs together. Or you sign a coach and you're like, oh, we're going to build it together. It's going to be so great. And then they have their own journey. They have their own mountain to climb. You cannot wait for anyone. So have this be the release you need, that when you send a coach invite, girlfriend, if you want to go 15-star, that's a minimum of 150 coaches. So one girl, don't wait for her. You have bigger goals. Invite the next girl. You have 150 personally sponsored coaches to sign up. So get busy. Don't worry about the one girl who is your neighbor who says she wants it until she is wanting it. Actually, when you get to 150 personally sponsored coaches, we'll talk. Okay, then I'll let you off the hook. But I'm not even there. So I love you, and I love you all, and I see potential in every single one of you. And I also see the fears in you that I had, and sometimes that they come up. But I want you to remember the mountain. And I want you to remember that there's these cool things that you can earn that we talked about, and that's really cool, and that's really great. It doesn't matter, because when this call is over, you're going to put your head down, and you're going to start working again, because it's not about the one person. It's about the lots of people. Right? It's about the lots of impact you have to make. It's about falling in love with the vital behaviors. So if you need to put on gangster rap or Lizzo, because that's like my jam right now, and I need to send my invites, that's what you need to do. Make it fun so that the process, because that's what you're going to do. If you're here for the long haul, the next 4 years, you're going to send invites. So make it fun, because it's not going anywhere. So I hope you felt the fire. I know it kind of took a little bit to build up to the fire of the call. But I'm excited for us, because November 21st is the day that we have to go into end of the year qual. And I'm not stressed, because it's so much time for us to get where we need to be. I actually probably should tell myself that next year or next week I need to do something, because it's so crazy. In the last week when you need something to happen, it's all of a sudden you find this inner motivation. So I challenge you that what is your goal to be on the Success Club board or on the coach board? Or how many coaches do you want by Thursday, right? We do recognition on Thursdays. We put up the board. We say, oh my gosh, where do you want your name to be on the board? Or what kind of recognition do you want? And we will provide that for you. You just tell us. And challenge yourself to get there, to add that pressure and see what you can do in 3 days. Because I promise you, you can do more than what you think you can do. Because we've been there. We've been there recently. I got a coach cancellation on a Monday, and I needed to get that canceled or figured out by Thursday or Wednesday night for qual. Brenda's had that happen multiple times. So anyways, the point is I'm wrapping up because it's 7:10. But I love you all. I hope you feel the fire. I need a drink. And let's take a pic.
Sam, I need to go send 500 invites now. Thanks.
Yeah, we got 150. If you're long-term goal, 8 is nothing. You need 8 coaches for Diamond. That's nothing. But I promise you, Brenda says it all the time, 3-month out business. If you want, you gotta invite everybody. We don't know who's gonna come in and rock this. We don't know who's gonna come in and tank it. Not because of what we do or because of what they do, because fear gets in their way and they say, shit, throw me the keys. I'm going to brunch. I'm not doing this. And I had a coach do that. Remember at the beginning of the year? Remember I had that girl sign up and she had Success Club 14, and then she stopped answering me. You guys, she legit stopped answering me, and we still have not talked to this day. She watches my stories every day and she hasn't answered me still. So you never know what people are going to do. So control what you can control and just invite 100, 150. It's fine.
And keep in mind that you can, like what Sam said, you can only control yourself, but also remember that this business is an ebb and flow. There's going to be people who will shock you, who you will never dream, and then people who are amazing and will fall off. And I always love Sam when she tells the story of she bought her first bag of Shaco and then sent the second month back because she didn't think it worked, and then realized how crappy she felt. For the first 6 months of this bit, not the business, but when I was a challenger, I refused to drink Shakeology. Sam wasn't my coach yet. I don't know if she even knows that. I refused to drink it because I was that person, and yet I require Shakeology as a part of my boot camp. So just remember, you don't know who will be that person, and the people who usually you think you will, don't. And the people who you don't expect anything from blow your mind, because once this changes your life, you can't help but grab it and run with it. If you truly go all in the boot camps, in the programs, you can't help it. People say that about me. They're like, Brenna, you just spew it. You can't stop. I'm like, I know, I'm sorry. It's a passion. It's fine.
I know it's so dumb, and we say it all the time, but it's I don't know what I would do without this. I don't know where I would be in my life. I don't know. Would I have friends? Of course I would have friends, because I have friends from when I was in high school, but legit, you know what I mean? I don't have this. Surround yourself with people who are motivated and are pushing, and you don't have to leave your friends who have different goals behind, but there's something special about being hey, you want to hustle today? And then someone else being yeah, let's do it. And then you're motivated, and you're doing PD, and you're motivating each other. It's it's effing crack. I'm so sweaty right now. You don't even know. Okay.
And Camelback is really hard, by the way, guys. Like when Sam I was like, I would have been the girl in the car, like, the fucking keys. That is terrible. I would not do Camelback. You're a psychopath. Anyways, moving on.
Well, I mean, like, I did it before a long time ago, but apparently there's 2 paths, and we, you know, she was like, well, I mean, this one's shorter. Yeah, because it's this. This is Camelback.
South Mountain is like pushing it for me, and it's like this, and I'm like, that's a long hike, guys. There's a lot of ups and downs.
I mean, no, she was paying for everything. What am I gonna say? Like, no, I'm okay. Like, I'm being a good sport. You know, I'm like, I knew I would get something out of it. I just thought I possibly would die at one point.
It was a great analogy.
If you can hear me, pick your head up. Oh, hey, Cammie. Okay.
Is she thrusting in the background?
I don't know, but can you see her face, Brenna? She looks like she has a mustache and a unibrow because she's been putting makeup on. I went to Hobby Lobby and came back, and John was like, I fell asleep, and this is how she woke up. It's all over my carpet. It's all over. It was on the cat box and the ottoman, and Homegirl is like really testing this unicorn cake that I'm about to make because I really was like, I love her. She's so sweet. Like, I just want to make her feel special. Like,